Contrary to acids, now we will discuss the alkaline compounds or the alkaline food additives in food industry. Unlike acid, which reduce the pH, alkaline compounds increase the pH of the food. And the examples that are very routinely used in food industry for all different applications are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. They can be used to neutralize excess acids that are produced in many foods, and if those excess acids are not desirable, then they can be neutralized by addition of these alkaline compounds, and that would change the flavor profile as well as taste profile and can bring it down to desirable range when these alkaline compounds are added to food. For example, in case of butter manufacturing, if there is spoilage of fats and they release fatty acids, the fatty acid reduce the pH of butter or the raw material making for butter. So it has to be added with sodium hydroxide to neutralize the pH of butter. Because butter is made from cream, so cream would have these fatty acids. And this is true for other dairy products as well, because whenever the pH goes to acidic level, the milk would curdle up and this would be spoiled. So changing the pH of dairy products can prolong the appearance or viscosity of these products. Although it may not be recommended to be added to many such products, it has to be added with careful consideration, and if it comes under deception, as I earlier said, then it should not be used in dairy products. But in case of butter, it is officially used in case, because normally we have to make butter from cream, and the cream, if it's not properly stored, it would have some of the acidic profile that must be neutralized before we churn and remove the butter from cream. So if we don't do this, the result would be undesirable flavors that get into the final product, that is butter here. Then rendered fats are again neutralized by alkaline compounds. By rendered fat, I mean when you have animal fatty tissue that is heated to produce fat from them. For example, we may produce this from chicken fat, or it can be produced from other animal fats such as beef or cattle or sheep or goat. The fat that is taken as an adipose tissue from these animals after slaughtering, it can be heated and it can be converted into edible product by certain processes. This is called as rendered fat, rendered animal fat, and this would be neutralized by addition of some of the compounds such as sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. So the pH would go towards neutral and it would have a desirable flavor profile. And by the way, these rendered fats are added to food because of the flavor reason, because they have got a strong meaty flavor, so that is why they are desirable in many products to be used. So alkaline compounds are also added to chlorinated water as well, because as you might have observed that if the water is chlorinated, it might be pungent and it might be very undesirable if you use that, especially if you wash our eyes or skin that can be irritated by the use of this chlorine. Although chlorine has to be added due to the safety reasons in water to avoid the growth of microorganisms and spread of disease, but this chlorine, the excess chlorine, must be neutralized, and it can be neutralized with alkaline compounds. Another application in the food industry or in any other industry is because if we have an acidic medium, acidic liquid product or any other acidic food or other chemical, if that passes through pipes, that would corrode those pipes. So acidity would be leading towards corrosion of many pipes in the industry, in domestic uses as well. So we can change the pH of these acidic compound if possible, and if it's not affecting the overall quality of final product, then these can be treated with alkaline compounds to reduce the pH so that they do not harm the transfer media, that is pipes here. Sodium carbonate is used with the other additives in case of hard drinking water. You might come across drinking water we have got very strong taste, and it is classified as hard water. It can be treated with the sodium carbonate, and that sodium carbonate would make salt with many of the other minerals within water, and it would settle down, or it can be separated by filtration. So it helps actually in water treatment, and it is a very routine practice in many industry where we get treated water for beverages, or as such water is used. These additives can be added to remove or bring the desirable mineral level within compounds. Sodium bicarbonate, you might know baking soda, that's an essential component of all the baking soda. So baking soda are all alkaline because they have sodium bicarbonate in it, and it has got many applications in domestic cooking or domestic uses as well. Sodium hydroxide, if we have to produce caramels are produced by heating sugars, and this is a color which is a dark brown color produced by heating of sucrose. When we add alkaline compounds such as sodium hydroxide to sucrose and heat it, they produce desirable caramel color, and there is where we use alkaline compound for this application. They are also used to modify starches. So modified starches again have plenty of food uses. Alkaline compounds can be used in the production of chocolate as well. Similarly, it can adjust the pH of many juices, fruit juices, especially grape juice. If they are very bitter, some of the alkaline compounds can be added, and they would reduce the bitterness of the final compound, making it more acceptable. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide are the one which are generally used. They are powerful reagents. They should be properly handled because sodium hydroxide can be very corrosive. It can be very much irritant to skin, and it should not be handled in a careless manner. And it is not highly recommended to be used, by the way, in food industry. But the other good options are sodium bicarbonate, because sodium bicarbonate is relatively mild and it is not very dangerous as compared to other applications of alkaline compounds. But they may find certain applications in the food industry. The only thing is that they must be handled carefully. So this was discussion about alkaline compounds used in the food.